Hello and welcome to Did You Know Gaming Extra. In this episode, we'll be exploring trivia from games on Sega's last foray into the world of consoles, the much-loved Dreamcast. Sega was in a tough situation with the Dreamcast. Their competition was about to ramp up the console race into top gear, with consoles from Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft on the horizon. This was partly brought upon themselves, as Sega inspired Sony to work extensively on 3D gaming. We'll start by dipping into one of the most recognizable and defining games on the system, Shenmue. When the game was released, the package contained 4 discs, 3 for the actual Shenmue game, and an additional disc called the Shenmue Passport. This piece of software acted as a sort of interface to connect to the internet. Users could download information regarding the game, or upload their best scores from Shenmue's various minigames. The system also allowed players to download character biographies, with 3D models which could be examined. By looking closely at the character of Xiu Ying, or more specifically, her eyes, a texture used for a reflection can be seen. On close examination and through camera trickery, it's possible to see the image of a real photograph of a person, likely used to show the reflection of an indistinct face. It's unknown who this is a photograph of, however. Another texture-related oddity is on the back of Xiu Ying's head, where her face can be found hidden underneath her hair. The Shenmue Passport was eventually discontinued, with Sega no longer updating their servers. That is, until one day in 2006, 7 years after its release, a new update message was posted. The message read, 22/02/2006. The Shenmue Passport is in update process. Come again and visit us. This led many to believe that Shenmue would be receiving additional content, or even a sequel. However, after trying to upload their scores for the forklift racing minigame, it appeared this part of the passport was inoperable. This was because someone had actually got a hold of the Shenmue.com domain address, and had decided to play a prank on unsuspecting players. The user, known online as Sakura Gaoka, had uploaded a number of files which could be used to download content for the Shenmue Passport, but also wanted to inspire hope to players that a third entry in the Shenmue series was being planned and created. Many people online became furious, as Sakura Gaoka had lied to fans of the series. To their credit, they had at least made then-expired content available for download once again. In an attempt to calm the situation, Sakura Gaoka posted a message on the Shenmue Dojo message boards. "I want to say sorry again to all. If anyone has reached to a Sega person, tell him to contact me, and I'll transfer the domain as the people of this forum told me. Sorry again. Don't lose the hope in Shenmue." Sega Intellectual Property Department staffer Takemi Suzuki responded to these issues in an email to Sakura Gaoka, saying, "My name is Suzuki and I am handling domain name issues at Sega Corporation. We very much appreciate your kind offer to return the domain name Shenmue.com to Sega. Our company had no intention of abandoning the website Shenmue.com, and we would like to proceed with transfer of the domain name shortly in the hope that you will understand and agree to the transfer. Thank you again for your support for our games, and wish you all the very best." While this prank resulted in no real damage being done, one game published for the Dreamcast posed a very serious risk to consumers. In November 2001, the Atelier compilation title, Atelier Marie and Ellie, The Alchemists of Salberg Episodes 1 and 2, was released for the Sega Dreamcast exclusively in Japan. In this release, fans were treated to a small sampling of extra content if they inserted the game's disc into their Windows PC disk drive, including specially created screensavers. Unbeknownst to not just players, but also Sega and the game's developer Cool Kiz, there were major problems with the screensavers. Although the Dreamcast would be left unaffected by playing the game, when booting the bonus screensavers in a Windows environment, the computer would become infected with an incredibly damaging virus known as Kriz. The Kriz virus would delete the user's CMOS settings, and modify the Windows install's kernel32.dll file in a way that would prevent it from being repaired. The virus would remain dormant on a system until Christmas Day, December 25th, rolled around. Should the user boot their system on Christmas Day, the virus would execute its payload, overwriting any file it finds on all attached storage devices. Hard drives, floppy drives, network drives, it was ruthless. After replacing all available files with garbage data, the virus then attempts to flash the system's BIOS, effectively rendering the computer's motherboard useless until repaired. In response to this virus being discovered by the game's developers, Cool Kids alerted users to the possible dangers of inserting the disc into their computer. They warned, everyone who purchased this product should not perform any acts such as browsing, copying, executing, or installing the contents of the game disc and bonus disc of this product on a personal computer. Please stop using this product except on Dreamcast. Cool Kids apologized for the mishap and promised to increase efforts on quality assurance moving forward. NATASHA STALEY, a technology consultant for antivirus firm Sophos at the time, said it was likely that the virus ended up on the CD due to a developer working from an infected machine at their studio. With the Kriz virus being over a year old at the time, she suggested that quality assurance wasn't up to much. The game was recalled from stores and later reissued, with the screensavers being published online, virus-free, at a later date. It seems Sega's misfortunes came thick and fast during the era of the Dreamcast. While working on Metropolis Street Racer, the team recorded the game's car sound effect by renting a Mercedes SLK and hooking it up with microphones. The team took the car out onto a test track, shifting the car into various gears and recording the resulting noise. That was until, unexpectedly, the car's engine blew. The car was towed to a country lane nearby, and a breakdown service was called in to repair the damage. The engine was fixed, and the car was returned to the hire company. Unsurprisingly, however, the hire company reviewed the machine's engine management report, and ended up billing Sega for thousands to replace the engine entirely. This wasn't the only unstable part of the game's creation. Multiple delays pushed the game's release back from 1999 to late 2000, also resulting in the game's planned Japanese release to be cancelled entirely. Upon release in Europe, a variety of bugs had been found, and thus Sega issued for the game to be recalled, and replaced with a new version. The reissued European release would ultimately become the version which was distributed within the US. Of course, we couldn't talk about Dreamcast games without mentioning the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. We've mentioned various changes between Sonic Adventure's final release and its beta because of development starting on the Sega Saturn. Check out that video if you're curious. But there's actually several other changes made during development. The Windy Valley area went through dramatic redesigns between the release of the Sonic Adventure auto demo and its final release. The area was originally planned to be largely covered on foot, with wider open fields. The final version, however, has the player traverse more narrow, winding pathways. A number of textures in the level also differ. While the tornado did still make an appearance and sweep Sonic away, it is a completely different shape and color. It's speculated that the level was overhauled because its design didn't line up with the rest of the game. Members of SonicHacking.org have been working on properly restoring the original prototype of the area for Sonic Adventure DX as faithfully as possible. YouTuber Blaze Hedgehog has uploaded a complete playthrough of the project in 4K if you're interested in seeing the level in its entirety. Another element featured in the game's auto demo was Knuckles' uppercut attack. The attack appears to be similar to the punch attack featured in the final game. However, this flurry of punches ended in a spinning uppercut. It is as yet still unknown why this was removed from the game. Another piece of trivia surrounding Knuckles comes from his theme in the game, Unknown from ME. The track actually incorrectly refers to Knuckles as a porcupine with the line, "The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest." Presumably, the mistake was made because porcupine and echidnas are both little mammals covered in quills. The rap is performed by Marlon Saunders, who worked on the soundtracks for several Sega games like Nights into Dreams, among others. He was also joined by Dread Fox for the Sonic Adventure version of the track, who is also the voice of the rhyming dog Parappa the Rapper. Another Dreamcast title was Mortal Kombat Gold. Releasing exclusively for the system in 1999, the game was planned to showcase a new fighter, named Belloc. However, according to series co-creator Ed Boon, Belloc was cut due to developer Eurocom not having enough time to finish him. Although the character was scrapped, screenshots of Belloc were published in Game Informer magazine. And now it's time for this episode's random piece of trivia. Today we've decided to talk about Nicktoons Racing, which came out at the turn of the millennium. The credits has a Jeff Badger listed for his work as a morale consultant for the development team. This is a peculiar entry in the game's credits, not just because the role of a morale consultant is not typically a real thing, but also because Jeff Badger doesn't appear to be a real person. A clue behind the meaning of this credit comes from within the game's data itself. Here, an image of a badger wearing a green suit and red tie can be found. This image doesn't appear anywhere within the game.
Damn it, this wagon's bust.
We'll never get our patrons to the fair.
Trevor Wooten, check our livestock in the back. How many patrons we still got?
Alright, yeah, I can still see a few. Ms. Everett Lathrop, Robert Cox.
My name's Guillermo Chavez.
My God, it's the Free Master Gamers. They're here for our Phantom Sonic.
That's right. Hand over your finest Malcavio and Cheddar Stall 7.
Hey now, aren't you a Chad Bonin? They go for high prices on the market.
Don't touch me. Watch out. It's your boy Beowulf.
Looks more like an Alex Ewanson to me.
That's right, boys. We have ourselves a haul of patrons.
Hey you, you've hawked that dog too long. Let me pet him.
Give us the dog. Let's name it Clefairy. Ah, damn, it's Era 1355, the ultimate patron. He killed Vitus Varnus in the Patreon Wars, and now he's here for all of us.
Let me pet the dog.
No, this is between you and me. You killed my brother Petite Mew. What do you have to say for that?
That's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. E3 is coming to a close. We're recording this just before the Nintendo announcement, which was probably a couple days ago by the time this video comes out. I don't know about you, but Mother 3 is looking ace. Wappa! Oh yeah! Gotta get the Mother 3!